All right, guys, we're back in the garage. We're looking at my Tesla Model S. It's got a flat tire. This is my 2015 Tesla Model S P85D, and this one has actually a staggered wheel setup. Some Model S's don't. Mine does. This has 265, 35, 21s tire size in the back. The fronts are 245s, so 265s in the back, 245s in the front. I'll show you when I get it out of the tire, when I get this tire changed out, but there's probably a piece of metal like that big, almost looks like the end of a knife broken off inside. I don't know if it was vandalism or what. Can't see it. It probably is right underneath the bottom here. Tire's completely flat. This happened, I was about 60 miles away from my house, and it was late at night, like late on a Saturday night, 10 o'clock, and I get out to the car, and the tire pressure monitor in the dash says rear driver's side tire is low. So I get out, I look at it, I can see that the tire is a little bit low, and I can hear air coming out of the tire, which that's never a good sign. So I immediately drove to luckily there was a convenience store that was close. I got out, they had an air compressor, I filled it up, still was leaking, and so I went inside and I bought this stuff in a can called Fix-A-Flat. You guys have probably seen it. Every convenience store has it. But I put it in there, and I was able to pump it up. I pumped it up to like 70 or probably like 60 psi, and I drove 60 miles home, and it turns out that I was able to get home. I only lost probably about 5 psi on the way home, so luckily I was able to get home. I went to the tire store the other day, and I'm like, hey, I need this fixed. They take the wheel off. They look at the piece of metal inside the tread. Now, it's not on a sidewall. It's right in the middle of the tread, so if it was like a nail or a screw, it'd be probably very easily fixable, but this one, because it was so thick, it just is bigger than the patch and the plug that they could put into it, so the tire's ruined. And the problem too, this is a unique tire size. So I went to Discount Tire. Discount Tire says the only one they had some Michelin Pilot Sport, something that was like $500 that they could put on. I'm like, no, this is a Toyo. This is a Toyo Proxes Sport AS all-season tire. And these are probably like, you know, a $230 to $250 tire. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pay for a $500 tire that's in a mismatch. I want to match. And these are not run flats either, so I can't run them flat. So I brought it back here, and they had to order that tire. And I haven't been able to use this car for the last like 5 days. Luckily, the tire's coming in tomorrow to Discount Tire, but the point of this I want to pass along is if you have, like these Teslas usually they don't come with run flats. They come with these foam-filled tires to help with noise, vibration, quiet the ride a little bit. But there's not a run flat tire, and they don't come with spares. And so I'm trying to figure out how am I going to prevent this in the future from happening, because I don't have a spare. I probably should get a spare, or at least have some spare tires. So I'm thinking I'll probably find maybe one tire in this size and one for the front, and even if they're a used tire, just have them on hand, so if something like this happens again, I can have the tire shop throw those extra tires on. Or have like you can get a pair of winter tires or something, or another, like the 19-inch wheels, either the 21-inch wheels, maybe get the 19s as a backup set of wheels and tires, because, you know, I've been left 5 days without a car. If I was somewhere, like, let's say if I was traveling and I was 500 miles away from home, what would I do? I mean, it would be a bad situation. So I want to just kind of throw that warning out. If you have a car with no spare and you have a unique tire size, keep a couple tires on hand. Now, I actually replaced these back tires. I replaced all 4 tires, but the rears were good, and I took them off and I actually sold them. I think I sold them for like $300. There are these Continentals that have the foam in them, and I wish I would have kept them, because, you know, that $300 really wouldn't have mattered right now. I wish I would have had the tire that I could throw on there as a backup or as an emergency. So anyways, guys, hopefully that's helpful information. Kind of a crazy situation. I've never really had this happen where a tire's been ruined like this and I've been stranded. So I don't have a spare. I really haven't needed a spare. Most of my other cars, I had a few BMWs that didn't have. They had run flats, no spares. I threw the run flats off, put a regular non-run flat tire, because run flats are not only expensive, but they also don't ride very good. They're noisy. Performance isn't that good. Never had a problem. So this is kind of a rare situation, but I can air it up. I'm actually going to just drive it over to the tire shop. So if I air it up, it'll stay aired up for probably 40 minutes. or something. So it's enough that the tire store is like 5 minutes away. So I'm just going to drive it over there after I air it up, let them take the tire off, let them change it, let them do everything they need to on it, and this should be good to go. But kind of a hassle to wait for it. So I've been down without this car for 5 days. So anyways. Okay, the tire shop just called me and said my tire's ready. So I just aired this up to like 50 PSI, and I want to show you. I pulled the car forward a little bit so you can see the shard of metal inside the tire. I want to show you this. Look at that thing. It's like a broken off piece of metal. I want to put the microphone right next to it so you hear it. Hear the air leaking out of that? They were originally thinking that maybe it just had punctured at a point and it would be a small puncture, but air escapes from all around that piece of metal, so the whole thing is punctured through. I don't know what that is at all, but it's ruined my tire. These tires still, you can tell these tires still have some good tread left on them. It's not like the tires are worn down at all. They have about 30 seconds of tread left, so probably 70% tread left on these tires. And this back one's got to get replaced now. So I'm going to drive over to the tire shop, get this replaced, and we'll be back in business. So. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching the video. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.